Live streaming is on.
All right, statement information.
All right. So, statement of information is pretty easy. I'm really glad we're getting all this taken care of. It's easy to do. It's just a matter of scheduling and doing it, you know?
Yeah.
And then we just have to do it over and over and over again because there's so many little things that need to happen one at a time. So it's a matter of scheduling and doing it. And, you know, I've done it for 20 years and I'm overdoing it by myself. I'm overdoing it and other people need to get trained to do it. And eventually other people need to do that besides just me. You know what I mean? Right. So we want to record it and document it and show people how to do it and everything. So statement of information. So the first thing for this is going to the SOS ca.gov website.
Okay.
And in this case, we are looking for business. So skip to main content. So I think this is just a thing telling us about, here we go. All right, so we have business. Yeah, so we want to skip to business. About business programs, business and common business project, BizFile Online. So it's either BizFile Online or business entities. Usually we're looking for business search. But it's good to kind of search and see what exists.
All right. Well, the same information is just like you don't actually need to include anything, right? Information, just a renewal as well or something.
Business search. What would you say?
No, I don't remember what the statement information. What you need to do. Information.
Well, we're gonna go through it, right?
Okay.
So right now we're trying to just find the business search. So the question is, you go to BizFile Online to do a business search because I've clicked on the business search and it brought me backwards, which is odd. So let's try clicking on this and see what happens. So it brought us back again.
You are on SOS, yeah, government.
About business programs. Be advised there will be scheduled maintenance on 218 and 220. Other results and services may be unavailable. So it says some services might not be available because of this outage. Weird. So that might be the problem.
What?
It says here at the top, it says, be advised that there's scheduled maintenance.
Oh.
So you think that they would actually tell us whether or not what we wanted to do is broken? You know, let's do a quick search. So SOS California Business Search. Let's see what that comes up. Search California Secretary of State BizFile Online. All right, let's see what happens. Now it just brings us here. And if you click on BizFile, it brings us back here. You look on BizFile California. Customer service update April 7th. News online services. Okay. File online, search online. Okay, there we go. A little different. Oh, that just brings us back here though. No, it's not working. So every time we try to go to the actual service, it just takes us back to the information page. So I mean, my assumption is that it's down, and we have to wait until the 20th, which would give us. I mean, I would say the 21st would be our new upfront pay stop deadline. All right, wait. The deadline for this one is not
it's
even
the 28th.
28th, yeah. So I think the deadline would just stay at the 28th, and then we just can't do it now because it's not working. I mean, I don't know why it's not working. But yeah, nothing's working, and then it has this thing on the
You're
top.
under maintenance. You're under maintenance.
So yeah, I mean, I've never had a problem before, so I'm assuming that it's just that it's broken maintenance. There, it's just down. You know, it's a weekend, so it's probably down for the weekend, and we have to go back again on Monday or Tuesday.
Oh yeah, we need to reschedule. Mm-hmm.
All right, so that gives us that goes back to the 28th. So so we'll need to update that on our upfront pay stop deadlines. Okay, so
Yes.
I think that's it for that one. I think we're ready for review up.
Yeah, we are. Focus and topics. All right, review up. So we have the Delaware State franchise fees.
Yeah, we could do those. That should those would be like I would say 15 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Pop verification would be like, I mean, this should be as little as 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, right? I mean, it could be very, very fast.
Yeah.
Through the steps of the nonprofit budget setup. I don't know what that's all about. Review the pipeline model system projects. Yeah, so I would say we either do one of these two or both. And I'm fine doing the pops first if we want to do it quickly first, because we only have a week and a bit for the Delaware State franchise tax fee.
Yeah, we have 12 days. Yeah. I mean, the Delaware State franchise tax could also come in the next Friday for when we do the tax reviews, and I think these deadlines are closer.
What? Oh, the deadline for the budget is
For the two budgets. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice to get paid. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
I would prioritize the verification of the POPs and then the review the steps for the nonprofit budget setup first.
And so when would we do the Delaware State franchise fees?
Friday Cobalt, I think. Let me check the team schedule.
So Friday would be the 24th, and it would be due on the 1st. So that would give us less than a week to complete it if we waited till Friday the 24th.
Yeah, but it's just the payment of the franchise fee. It's not the...
Well, yeah, so why don't we just take care of it and do it now? It's just the payment of the franchise fee.
All right, let's do it. Okay, no problem. Just want to be sure that we also cover the budget.
I'm fine reviewing. I mean, the reviewing of the nonprofit budget shouldn't take very long, right? 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah, maybe a bit longer. We have some agreements to make, but yeah.
Agreements on what?
On how the tracking hours work, about the main doc, the MBTs, or the process. How's the process? What difference?
I mean, those don't sound like agreements. They just sound like understanding policies and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, maybe agreement or understanding, but there's definitely some clarifications we need. Okay. 4, 5, 6.
I feel like we can get started on this. But it's like if you don't get finished, that's fine. At least we'll get started so that when we finish it on Friday, it'll be super quick.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
This looks good. So we want to go
Me
through
too.
the verification.
Yeah.
To topic 4. So in terms of what we need here is we definitely want the responsibility organizing, and then we want the actual verification itself.
Okay, here's the responsibility organizing. And then here's the spreadsheet with the...
So it didn't go anywhere. The responsibility organizing went to the process info page. And this is the process info page.
Yeah, the tab is verification.
Okay, but we want the link for the responsibility organizing. Responsibility organizings are required to have links.
Okay, we want the link, the exact link to the tab.
That's extremely important, right? For every single responsibility, there has to be a responsibility organizing link that takes you to responsibility. If they can't be done with a spreadsheet, we'd have to find another way to do it. Right? Because like in the old system, we had it, everything was linked to the documents, and it was the specific header that was for that responsibility. Remember?
Yeah, here it's in the process. Yeah, so it's here, line 3. This should bring you to the... No, it didn't do that. Wait, why didn't you do that? Here. Okay, now it should work. Let me do it again. All right, again, line 3.
This could be like a policy we want to make sure is added.
What?
Every responsibility is required to have a direct link, right? That's the whole idea of responsibility organizing link.
Right. It's telling me invalid range. Why is it doing that? Wait. All right, now it should work. Try again, J, line 3. Line 3, is it bringing you directly to the correct tab?
I think so, yeah. Cool.
Okay, great.
Excellent. All right, so we have the responsibility organizing, and then we want the actual verification.
Yeah.
So for the verification, I'm clicking on the POP tab.
Yeah, MBT POP verification spreadsheet for FKN workers.
Okay, so I see a lot of oranges and red. What is that?
I'm loading. 1 second. Yeah, so these are the criteria, all right? And here is what is orange, what needs to be updated, is there but needs to be updated. Red is completely missing.
Okay, so what is the process? What does it say?
We need to check if the POPs are meeting criteria. And then we updated the team about
it. And then you updated
we updated the team about it, yes.
Where?
In the core team.
The upfront pay stop deadlines update does not seem to have a list of deadlines. Odd. Oh, here we go. Upfront pay stop deadlines update does seem to have a better list of deadlines. Good.
Yeah, this is the weekly updates of the deadline.
Update for the POPs. So let's see here. Worker executive update the POPs and verification for there are many updating to be done in major criteria not met. Please review the linked information. So this is reasonably vague.
Do we wanna specify for each worker what needs to be done on their POP and MBTs?
Well, I think you depends on whether you want people included in the budget or not, but let's go through the criteria and then we'll go from there. So let's just double check everything. So proposal is correct for current month or equivalent, minimum wages, minimum wages. Okay, so where did you get this particular list? Restriction costs and area.
This list we get it in the HR monthly budget. There is the MBT POP policy and criteria doc. Responsibility organizing, line 5. I can copy and paste in our notes.
All right, questions that need to be answered. Does the main buddy team being verified have budget proposal for the current moon month or equivalent? Okay. So then you have main buddy team. What's up with that? Okay. Well, I'm glad we're definitely making a little progress on this. This is good.
Okay.
So, so the first thing is like let's understand POP versus main buddy team. So in relationship to policies, we haven't really been following much on the main buddy team policies in terms of like, for example, the decision makers and things like that.
Yeah.
What do we feel like that? I mean, for now, should we just not worry about the main buddy teams and just move forward? And
So the main body team, I don't know if you remember, Jay, but we didn't document it. Like we haven't documented. But the main body team was something that we clearly said that we're gonna put it on hold for the moment when we decided to focus on the SVG website. That we wouldn't worry on the moment on the main body team. But then, I mean, we're bringing back the criteria, so my main body team is definitely important.
I mean, I remember always wanting to do the main buddy teams for the decision makers because it was required and, you know, it was super simple and it gives us something to do, you know, for their monthly training. But we never did that, right? We never did the monthly. So I don't remember the main buddy teams just being totally ignored. I just remember saying that, okay, it's not top priority, but it's still a policy. It's still part of our system.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so options for main buddy teams, just continue to not prioritize. We could start prioritizing and requiring for next month's budget. So we could start prioritizing immediately. So I think those are the main 3 options there. So I'm fine just like not prioritizing it, not focusing on it for now, and just moving forward and address that later. But I want to make sure we're on the same page.
I mean, there is so many problems with the main body team that, and we are so behind on the budget that I think the best option is to keep it in standby again, ignoring again for this budget, and but start to do it again for the next months. So I would say option 2. I'm voting. I would vote option 2. This month. So this month we focus on the POPs, and then we make sure that everybody knows that by the next budget they need to also comply with the main body team.
Well, I think that we could do option 2 with just like a caveat that says like, you know, still do need to update decision-making process, right?
Mm-hmm.
Decision makers, because I don't think we did that yet.
No, we have.
Okay.
So I mean, I think this could take 2 to 3 months, right? 2 to 3 months. Not this month, but next month, but it might be 1 month after that as well. Sound good?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay, so So overall, this particular priority is not going away because we're just going to, if we can verify everything for the POPs, we're still going to leave it for the main buddy team verification eventually when we get to that. Okay? But for now, let's just
Correct.
focus on POPs.
Got it.
All right, so that will help. All right, so POPs. So you said that, okay, so let's go back to the responsibility organizing. What's that? Here it is, okay. Are all amounts imputed, including annual rates, and are correct? Are jurisdiction minimum wages correctly calculated? Were the changes of the budget proposals made within the full moon calendar dates? So for me, I feel like that one is probably the most important of all of them. So basically, as far as I can tell, there's three things, right? You have annual rates, which this is really just not a huge priority, can easily be calculated
Mm-hmm.
and updated. But good, make sure that worker knows. So then you've got jurisdiction and minimum wages. So jurisdiction and minimum wages. So this is required for token payrolls and making sure we are legal, that everyone is getting at least minimum wage. That make sense?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so then we have
the
what?
Yeah, then we have the proposal is meeting criteria for the correct month or equivalent, right?
Yeah, just budget changes. So budget changes, you know, verifying that any changes meet or were done by the correct month. Yeah. Okay, so those are the three things. I think the first one is basically this
And
one.
and then the links. The links is also important, right? You should have the link to your main body team and to your main doc.
I don't know if that's important for the budget. What does that have to do with the budget? Where do you have the links? I don't see this. Where is it?
In the verification spreadsheet. The links is column L.
I can't edit this responsibility organizing.
The responsibility organizing or the verification spreadsheet?
Well, I can't do the responsibility organizing. The verification spreadsheet I can edit.
Okay, let me update that. I'm updating. All right, should be working now.
So I don't see what you're talking about. Do you want to say it again?
But part of the criteria is this, that you need to have the the links for your main body team and your main doc in the. So what happened here? All right, you're okay. On the POP.
Where does it say that?
The criteria.
Is there a line?
I'm fine. I'm looking for it.
Criteria on line 26.
Line 26, where? POP minimum criteria.
MBT and POP policy and
No, I'm into MBT POP policy criteria, doc. Okay.
yeah, that's all.
There is a current MBT doc linked, and okay, it doesn't say anything about the main doc. So this is something.
I'm still lost on what you're even looking at. I'm just not.
I'm looking at the MBT pop policy criteria doc. It's linked to notes and is there in the.
No, line 26.
You're not looking at the responsibility organizing.
Yeah, it's there in the responsibility organizing, right in step. Be sure to use the MBT criteria with the goal. It's under the goal.
Maybe. But you know, there's totally separate criterias, right?
Step 0. Make sure you have the link for the criteria, MBT and pop policy and criteria doc. Line 21.
Okay, but that could be a problem, right? So we need to make sure that it's very, very clear. There's two completely different top criteria, right? Two completely different top criteria. So one is for the budget, and the other one is for, I think it would be, actually there's three. There's three completely different top criteria. There's the budget, there's the basic involvement, worker involvement, right?
Okay.
Whatever it is, and the third one is recruitment. The recruitment pop verification is different than the budget pop verification, which is different than the basic involvement verification. The worker involvement verification.
All right.
There might also be one for onboarding. I mean, this would basically be related to onboarding, I'm assuming. But if it wasn't onboarding, then there would be a separate onboarding verification as well, right? So they're all verifying different things. In that, like for example, when you're doing recruitment, you don't need every single detail on your POP to be considered in the budget. Does that make sense?
Correct. Yeah, makes sense.
And then for the budget, once you get updated to the budget, like most new recruits get in the temporary budget first, but then once you're getting considered for the actual permanent budget, then it's like you need to be meeting
the budget criteria. Correct.
It's all similar, but the point is that there are different criteria for different responsibilities.
Yeah, so we might have made we definitely made confusion here because we
did make confusion.
So there is less criteria then. Where is the budget changes document? Should be in the responsibility organizing. Let me see.
I mean, for me, when I read through this looks like the top criteria for recruitment.
For the onboarding.
Oh yeah, for the onboarding maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, or the work involvement. Yeah. Monthly budget process, budget policies. Where is it? There was a very specific budget changes policies.
Budget changes.
Okay, well, I definitely don't see. Do you have the link to the old responsibility organizing?
Yeah, there's many. I'm gonna get this one. Yeah.
Well, it should be linked at the top of the responsibility organizing, right? There's if there's another responsibility.
No, they're linked. They're linked in the info tab and highlighted in yellow.
The idea that you can't get all the information you need in the responsibility organizing. Right, the whole idea of responsibility organizing is all the information you need is in the responsibility organizing link.
All right. I linked it in our notes for the moment. I'm going to link it there as well.
Yeah, so this whole idea that you don't put the information about the responsibility in the responsibility organizing link is against policy. Okay.
I put it in the info tab. So
The info tab is not the responsibility, right? The responsibility organizing link goes to the link. Like it's like, for example, like in our old system, you had a doc, right? That doc potentially had 10 responsibilities, right? So you go to the responsibility organizing link for that document, and it'll take you to the section where the responsibility is. Everything about the responsibility needs to be under that heading and that link within that doc. If you put some link randomly at the top of the document and you have 10, 15 pages of documents, you're never going to find it because you're not looking for it. You don't even know it's there. All the information about the responsibility needs to be under the responsibility organizing link, period. That's the policy.
I got it now.
We shouldn't have to go over and over and over again.
Yeah.
All right, so you're saying this monthly budget process is where the old responsibility organizing is?
No, then it brings you to another one, which is the simplified, which was the old one. Brings you to this. There is many, so I'm gonna link all three of them. But so I'm gonna link all of them here, line 48, in our notes. So this monthly budget process brings you to this combined and simplified budget and payroll processes.
Yes, the combined simplified budget and payroll process was definitely the most recent one as far as I know, before we upgraded it all. All right, budget and payroll setup, POP and MBT verification for budget. See how it specifically says for budget? All main budget teams should be verified to check if they meet criteria and if the budget proposal changes and current pay rate proposals were created by the full moon deadline. 64 finance the budget. Check for budget changes, and if the changes are done correctly, check that the proposed budget was done by the full moon deadline. Check the main budget adds up correctly for the POPs. Check minimum wages. Right, so I mean, this is super duper simple. It should be so fast and so quick and so easy. Right, it's just it's so small. Like the POP and main budget team verification for the budget, and again, we're just talking about the budget, should be very simple and quick.
Yeah, we need to. Okay, we did extra work. We need
it
to.
It says goals, sub goal to ensure all budget proposals meet the criteria. Correct months are indicated on the main budget.
Where are you now?
So it says the estimated time should be a half an hour.
The what?
Verify. It says the estimated time for this responsibility should be a half an hour. So I don't know how long you spent on it, but it should be very quick.
Yeah, 45 minutes we spent between yesterday and today. Yeah.
Okay. Select the information everybody puts the top of each buddy, add up the totals, priorities, check for budget changes. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty simple.
All right, so we need to use a different spreadsheet with the right criteria for the budget. But
yeah, this is the criteria right here. It's extremely simple. Check
where are you
for
looking?
changes. I'm looking on the worker coordination doc under POP and main buddy team verification for budget.
Worker coordination doc. All right.
So yeah, it's a separate doc.
It's a separate spreadsheet, eh?
Yeah, I can get the link.
No, I have it here, I think. Here, worker coordination doc. I linked it, Joyce, I linked it line 49, column H.
So I'm linking this right here. So responsibility organizing link. Right, so that's the responsibility organizing link for that particular. All right.
Okay. Monthly MBT figure for current budget and involvement.
The key, it says that it's for the budget, right?
Yeah.
budget is what is being verified. And this also goes back to why it's so important to require that if there's more than one responsibility organizing link, that they are all linked together and that they're all bright yellow at the top, everything like that, so that there's never any question about the responsibility organizing.
All right. So, criteria. Oh my. Let's bring us directly. Oh, everything for budget. All right. So this is cool. Just gonna copy and paste everything here. But it still brings you to the same spreadsheet. We need to create a new spreadsheet just for the budget.
Whatever you want to do is fine. All right, so anyways, this is what I would expect on the responsibility organizing tab. I would expect it all to be in yellow at the top and make it very, very clear that there's multiple links to the responsibility organizing. That's how you follow policy.
Yeah, I get it now. Correct.
Yes, but
I was doing that. I was doing that in the info tab, but
no,
now I get it.
You're not doing that at all.
In the info tab, I always put the responsibility organizing, and now I was highlighting in yellow.
You weren't following the policy. The policy is that it needs to be in bright yellow at the top of the link or the top of the document. If there's multiple documents, then you go to the top of the document. Okay.
Yeah, now it's clear.
So eventually what we want to do is we want to get rid of all of these old ones based on our process of eliminating documents, but that can be done slowly over time.
Yeah, in the archive document process. Okay.
So I'm going to duplicate these pops right here, okay? So I'm just going to duplicate for pops and then just say pop for budget. So, I mean, all these pops could be on the same spreadsheet, could just be different tabs,
So you're duplicating the verification spreadsheet?
Yeah, so let's go over it, okay? So I've duplicated, I say pops for budget.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so let's go through line B. What is proposal is correct for current moon month or equivalent? What does that mean?
Where are you?
Column B.
Column B of the verification spreadsheet.
I'm in pops for budget. The pops for budget tab.
That is specified that the pay rate is for the current month or equivalent. Like if you have a month that is after the current one, it's equivalent.
Okay.
Right? If you made that change, that's going to be applicable in 2-3 months.
But I would say that is not applicable. The only thing that is applicable is to verify the proposal was created within 6 weeks of the current budget. Right. So if we're looking at the 3 priorities, there's jurisdiction and minimum wage. Mm-hmm. Right, and then there's the budget changes. Okay. So if we go into the next one,
I'm going to take away everything then that is not applicable, okay?
No, we're going through it one by one.
All right, one by one. Okay.
So minimum wage, is minimum wage correct? I mean, that's not really the right question, right? The right question is
but there was another column.
Above minimum wage. Right? Is their pay rate above minimum wage? Question mark. Right? Does that make sense?
So which, but the other column was still applicable. No, is there a minimum wage included in the POP? Is there a minimum wage?
I mean, if there's not a minimum wage, obviously their pay rate is not verified, and there's a problem. So you could just write there's no minimum wage, or you just add the minimum wage in. If you just go to the document and you find it, or you know what the minimum wage is. I mean, there's only like 5 countries that we're working with. It shouldn't be very complicated to verify the minimum wage.
Oh, yeah, that's another verification. I get it. This is for the budget. Yeah.
This is just for the budget. This is
Just for the budget. Yeah, making confusion. All right. Is there a pay
the
rate above minimum wage? Okay.
And this would be extremely simple and easy. Okay, so then jurisdiction costs again. Like we don't care whether it's listed or not. That's not applicable. That is just it's like delete column. So basically, is the jurisdiction cost correct? Right? Is jurisdiction basically the correct verification specifically for the token payroll? Right? So this is for token payroll, right?
Okay.
Then this could easily be changed, right? Neither of these things are priority. Like not priority can easily be changed, right? It doesn't change anything related to their proposal. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we have the estimated value package. This is really, unless you start doing bonus payroll, and not really applicable. Either way, we can.
Not for the budget.
And either way, we could easily do that during the actual payroll itself. Is value package yet? So again, not applicable. Just don't care. Requested monthly pay rate, annual budget included. So what does this mean? What is requested monthly pay rate, and what is annual budgets included and correct? What is that?
That you're required to include the pay rate as a monthly, as the monthly pay rate, right? And
Okay,
and annually as well.
Yeah. So basically, we want to have correct format for hours per money per month for
and
hours per week, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly, correct format.
Okay, so the correct format for money per month for hours per week. So this is helpful for the budget, so that we know that the budget is applied correctly, because if we do it wrong, then that causes problems, and we've had problems in the past. So this is very important, because also the kind of thing, changes need to go to worker, right?
So maybe under this column we can also include correct format for money per month, for hours per week, and money per year.
No. Because the annual budgets are included and correct. This is not a priority.
All right.
Because it's just it's just the annual amount, right? But you do need to make sure, the worker knows, right? So this is something that they need to know, or the other one doesn't really matter if they know or not. So if you're going to make a change, make sure that they know what their annual budget. Everyone just needs to know their annual budget. Mm-hmm. Not because it's part of the budget, but because, $500 a month doesn't sound like a lot of money, right? But then you take $500 a month of how much money we actually need to have on hand as a business, and suddenly we're now talking about $6,000. And when you have multiply $6,000 by 10 people, that's $60,000 to pay people for a month that we would need to have on hand as a business, because we're not going to have no money the next month, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So the annual budget is important for the business, and it needs to understand the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then you have verified that their proposal was created correctly from full moon 60. So this is extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is like the main focus of all of it, really.
Mm-hmm. Main doc can take away.
Yeah, so we're basically not prioritizing this, but eventually we will. So let's leave it. So main doc and main buddy team. Oh, link. No, we don't care about the link. Method of payment for upfront pay. I mean, I think that's really important for the budget, because we want to make sure that we know that we can run the payroll, right? So I think I would leave this, but obviously this is not a priority and also not required.
Okay.
Right. So, but we
Okay.
do need to just make sure that it is
Included.
that we have that information, because we won't be able to run the payroll otherwise. Statement about wallet private overseen. They're the same thing, right? This is just like making sure we can run the token payroll. Otherwise, we can't run the token payroll. This internet reimbursements really is just not even supposed to be done through the POP. I mean, obviously, if they want reimbursement, it needs to be stated on the POP or whatever. But I would say that this is just not applicable to the. Well, I guess for the budget, we do need it, don't we?
We definitely need it, and we also need to know if this is demanded correctly, because the policies that they need to state exactly the amount and how much of that amount is for FQN use, so that we can estimate the reimbursement for the internet.
Yeah, so let's add that as a verification for the budget, since we do put that in the budget. So that one needs to be added. So let's go back to our notes. Back to notes. So we're adding an additional fourth priority, right? And this one's actually more important than the annual rates, right? Because it actually goes in the budget, right?
Okay.
So annual rates.
Internet reimbursements.
Yeah.
Demanded correctly.
Yeah. Reimbursements and fees all should be listed. Even your fees should be listed for your reimbursement. You know that you're expecting fees to be reimbursed.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty important that it's done correctly, and changes need to be verified through them. All right, so notes is fine, updated, cool. So anyways, that simplifies it a little bit. You know, there's a couple things here that are, you know, added or whatever. But overall, I think it's like important to note that we're in pretty good shape. Like let's just look at mine and Ate's for the annual budgets. I mean, this is a very easy thing to fix. We want to make sure everyone knows that the annual budgets are there. Yeah, but it's not like a big thing. I mean, I don't know why mine would not have the annual budget. Maybe I just forgot to put it in or something.
Yeah, you did the new one, maybe. So we need to check. What we need to check is the pay rate above minimum wage, right? So Moth is above, yeah. You can also write here 260 versus 229 per hour. All right. Check. Mamoon is $4 versus 4 versus 0.11. Ate is 419 versus this.
So also, like where it says that the minimum wage says no $16.99 per hour, like the goal for minimum wage is to make sure we're following the law. If it says $17 an hour and it says $16.99, it's like that's not any different, right?
Yeah, I mean the 16, because the 16.99 we saw it for Francisco. It's given in hourly rate already. Francisco Bay Area minimum wage.
Yeah, well, that's not how it works. But anyways, you want to verify the minimum wages on our spreadsheet, right? We have the spreadsheet with all the minimum wages, and that's where the verification goes. And that would be a separate responsibility to actually verify the minimum wages. But either way, the bottom line.
We use that spreadsheet, but the spreadsheet needs, when we used it, but we also, while we were using it, we were updating it because the minimum wage
that's fine.
changing.
That's fine. But the actual minimum wage is $17.20 for my jurisdiction. So you guys still had it wrong.
So let me see what the spreadsheet says, because we update the spreadsheet and then we use that the current established jurisdiction, this spreadsheet here.
All right. Anyways, it's not a big deal. I just want to make sure we're on the same page for it.
It's
and then
important.
the jurisdiction cost is also very easy because you just go to
livingcost.org.
livingcost.org. Yeah. Livingcost.org.
Mhm.
So for your minimum wage on the spreadsheet, we have United States, San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah, 1632. You said 1720?
1720. Again, there's no San Francisco Bay Area wide minimum wage. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Then we have Palo Alto and San Jose, 1720. This is updated.
Exactly. That's the correct one. 1720.
All right.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, I feel pretty good about the POPs, at least at this point. Like, I think we're on the same page that the POP needs to go through a clear process for just the budget. You know, it's simple, just for the budget to be super quick. I mean, once it's done, once you're double checking the budget really quick to see if there's any changes or whatever. I mean, it's super duper duper.
All right. Cool.
And I'm fixing my jurisdiction rate. It looks like instead of 7,500, which is just an estimation on living costs, it's 6,292 for family jurisdiction. So I think it went down some because of after the pandemic and everything, the economy has gone down a little bit, but it's now updated and correct. But either way, we still were using the correct jurisdiction on the token payrolls. All right, so we are good.
All right, Jay.
We have a 5-minute break. Top of the hour.
So we're still gonna keep the priority in as the one-time priority for MBT now. We're gonna be doing MBT, and then we want to verify them with you.
Yeah. Well, we're probably going to review the POP again just to make sure the responsibility organizing has been improved, to make sure that everything is like making sense, you know, based on what we talked about today. But either way, the focus will be on the main buddy teams, which again, the main buddy teams is even simpler. It's just basically making sure the main buddy team itself exists and has the correct information on it, and that was added up correctly, you know. But either way, we're not actually. The reason why the main buddy teams should be verified is because they should be in the budget. If we're not putting the main buddy teams in the budget, then we're not doing the work, and there's no reason to verify the main buddy team. So in terms of like past budgets, like know how we approve the POP budget and then we approve the time budget, right? The official budget that we approved in the past was always the main buddy team budget, right? That the main buddy team budget was after the actual budget that we.
Yeah, we were looking at the main budget team. Yeah.
But we would also put all the other budgets as well. Anyways, I think we're done with this 5-minute break. When we get back, what are we going to focus on next? It's going to be
the review the setup for the nonprofit budget. I mean, the steps for the setup.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
So let's take another 5-minute break.